you, love. Hold your head high and do it by your own terms. They don't get it, babe, no, they don't get it, babe. They don't know about us, babe. They don't know about us. They can think what they want, babe.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, and I'm back for another video. I'm going to do a brief, quick update on what's going on right now, because I haven't updated you guys. And then I was thinking about, because I'm in the car, I'm not going to do like a full-fledged baby update, because I want to like be sitting down so I can show you guys belly shot and all that good stuff. Early in my pregnancy, I had a ultrasound that showed that my placenta was covered. I have placenta previa. It was like early, it was before 20 weeks. So at that stage, they weren't concerned or anything, because they're like, usually it moves. If you have a placenta that's low lying like that, it'll move. I had placenta previa with Cadence too, but hers, actually I didn't have placenta previa. It was something else where like the umbilical cord is supposed to attach in the middle of the placenta, but on hers it was like on the side or something like that. So it was kind of like weird. So they had to watch that pretty closely, but it was fine. She ended up being fine. Pregnancy was fine. And I was able to vaginally deliver, so it was fine. And so when he checked in the ultrasound, or when he did the ultrasound, it looks like my placenta is still low lying. Technically, it could move, but it, like, statistically, like, if it was gonna move, it would have moved by now, basically. But you never know. It could be down covering my cervix one week and moved completely out of the cervix the next week. So that means that I no longer have a choice. Because of my last delivery with Blaze, I had what was called shoulder dystocia, or he had shoulder dystocia, or we had a shoulder dystocia, where he kind of twisted and his shoulder bone got stuck in my pelvic bone when he was being delivered, which is dangerous because it could have killed him, long story short, or he could have had a number of other complications. He could have, like, his neck could have been broke, or his shoulder could have been broke, or it could have been really bad for him and for me. And luckily, he wasn't stuck for long. They kind of did this maneuver and popped him up from under my pelvis bone, and he slid right out. So thank God for that. But those types of things you can't plan for, you can't detect, things like that. The only thing that they do know is that if you've had it once before, you have a higher chance of having it again. So because of that, I'm here now with the high chance that I'll have to have a C-section. Y'all already know I'm scared to have a C-section. I know they happen every day, all the time. They're very, very common these days. But I've never had one. Of all the pregnancies I've had, all the deliveries I've had, I've never had to have a C-section. So it's like, it's scary to me. I'm still freaking out about it mentally, but I just choose to try not to harp on it too bad, because I don't want to freak myself out. I still have 3 more months to go. And so, but talking with my doctor, he told me that ultimately it's my decision, because that is the recommendation, to have a C-section, just so that we can avoid the risk, to eliminate that risk, because there's no way to detect if it'll happen again. He told me, if I choose to deliver vaginally, I may very well deliver vaginally with no issues. Or it could happen again. And, we may not get so lucky this time. So that's why they recommend a C-section. For me, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I felt like at that point I wanted to still try for a vaginal or just go for C-section. I felt like I was leaning towards C-section just to be on the safe side. Like, I'd rather just my son be here safe and me to get over my little fear and just get it over with, than to be concerned the entire time I'm pregnant, the rest of the time I have left, to be concerned, during labor. Who wants to go through that? Pregnancy is stressful enough than to have to go through that. So I was kind of like going towards the recommendation. Okay, it's time to wrap your head around the fact that you're gonna have to have a C-section. Then I go in for the movements, and that's probably why I haven't been feeling as much, because he's getting bigger and the placenta is still low lying. So it's kind of like shielding some of those kicks, I feel like. So this basically a long story short, your girl's gonna have to have a C-section. If my placenta stays low, which, you know, it probably will, or whatever, I don't know. And my placenta stays low, covering my cervix, I won't be able to deliver vaginally anyway. So I had a speck of hope, even though I was still like, okay, let's just do a C-section. But now that speck of hope that I had is pretty much gone, unless it just moves out of the way and I just have an epiphany and say, okay, I'm gonna just try to deliver vaginally. Either way, part of me wanted to be like, before I found out that my placenta was still low, part of me wanted to be like, well, can we try for a vaginal delivery, and if we feel like something's not gonna go right, then we just stop and have a C-section? I mean, that's possible, but then who wants to go through the dramatics of like, oh my god, you have to get rushed to the OR to have a C? I mean, that would freak me the fuck out. And I have anxiety as it is. So it's either you're gonna do it, or you're gonna try it vaginally, or you're not. And at this point, I really just can't. So your girl's gonna have a C-section. I know everybody who's been reaching out to me over the past few weeks, ever since I mentioned the fact that I was going to have one, has been telling me their stories and giving me encouragement and advice, and I really appreciate all that. It's just so surreal. Like, I feel like I'm making a big deal out of something that's so regular. I know some people I had like a friend a couple years ago who wanted to have a C-section because her son was due on the same day that her daughter was born. She ended up going to labor by herself anyway, 2 weeks early. But she was trying to have a C-section just so their birthdays wouldn't be in the same month. So I know, like, the ridiculous reasons why people have C-sections. I know. But, you know, I'm not one of those people. I would rather just push him out my punani. Because that I know how to deal with. You know, I know how to deal with pain. I know how to do the epidural. And, you know, there's so many things to prepare for a C-section. You have to do blood work, and you have to, like, wash with special soap. You have to shave your choo-choo, and I can't even see the thing right now. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. I don't know. It's a big deal because I've never done it before, but I guarantee you it's not going to be a big deal once he's here. It's going to be like this, all that worrying that I was doing, all the prep talk that I was worried about. Like, it just wasn't worth it. It just wasn't. I'm sure I'm not going to be caring about this in 3 months. But yeah, so other than that, you know, he's healthy, he's growing. I can't wait to see what he looks like. Everybody's like, I wonder who he's gonna look like. He's gonna look more like Jumba and the other kids, or is he gonna look more like Blaze? Because, you know, Blaze is our unicorn, but you never know, so we'll see. Name reveal is coming soon for all of you guys who are trying to figure out the baby's name. There's some people who, a lot of you guys had some really good guesses. I'm gonna be doing some more fun activities with like the videos and stuff like that, as far as doing the baby names I love video, because there's a lot of names I really love that I couldn't use, or that hubby just hated, unfortunately. So like Rain, I really liked Rain. I just think that's a pretty name, and it's unisex. You can use it for a girl or a boy, but hubby was like, no. Or River. Oh, I really liked River too. I still get compliments on all my kids' names. I think I did that. Y'all did that. Okay, your girl, just pat yourself on the back. It's morning, so my hands are really swollen now. I don't know if you guys could tell. Compare this hand to this hand, it's really bad. As far as more baby updates, I will give you guys another baby update coming up really soon. You guys know, like every week or a couple of weeks I would sit down and do like a baby update video. I haven't done any of those this pregnancy. I don't know, maybe I'm kind of over them. I don't know, but I know you guys really want to know. Every time I do a live stream, you guys are like, so can we see your belly? Like, how far along are you now? And I'm like, oh yeah, I just kind of living my life and just haven't showed you guys and updated you guys on much. So everybody's always asking. So I'm going to do a separate video that'll be posted next with all of the good things, you know, all of the things that have been going on that are, you know, well, my complaints and symptoms and cravings, and then, you know, what the baby's doing right now, what he's doing in there. So thank you guys for all of your support. I love you guys. Thank you for everyone who has purchased something off the baby registry. You guys are awesome. Schmoshum. I don't know why I said that, but you guys are awesome, and I love you guys, and thank you so much. And I think that's all. I think that's it. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I don't want it to be super long. Because I want to get this up for you guys. And yeah, so I love you guys, and I will see you guys next vlog. Bye.